Okay, folks, welcome to the Week Ahead Commentary. This is Bob Desmond, and it is August the 15th, 2020. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go over the stocks that we're watching for the new trading week. But first, I want to address a question that has been kind of lingering out there, and it's the quality of the version of TrendSpider that comes with our silver and gold level memberships. And I'm going to play a clip for you from Dan at TrendSpider from Thursday evening when he joined us to do some tutorials with regard to scanning, analyst rankings, seasonality, as well as what's coming down the pike with TrendSpider. And here's what he had to say.
So yeah, that's it. Bob, I'm happy to come in another time and dive into anything else if you guys like the people here are lucky. Like I don't think a lot of people realize that like TrendSpider's price since you started working with us, Bob, has doubled, right? But not for your members at all, right? So you guys are getting all this innovation pretty cheap by working with Bob. So you guys definitely made a good choice here.
So I'm going to link to the entire video below in the description area so that you could take a look at it at your leisure. But as you can see, what we're trying to do here with TrendSpider, I don't really promote anyone else other than TrendSpider because they're the real deal. They are a tool that should be in your toolbox. If you're not using them, you're missing out on a lot. So I would encourage you, either A, join the Contrarian Trader 14-day free trial offer, get TrendSpider with the silver or gold level memberships, or if you don't want my service, use the link below, get 35% off of any of their packages. And what I'm adopting here, and I'm going to be using it a bit more moving forward, is Anchored VWAP. It's available. The package I'm using right now, the level I'm using right now, is the gold level membership. It's the exact same version of TrendSpider that you would get were you to join. So Anchored VWAP here in blue, and we use it in conjunction with cumulative volume bars here on the right side. And what it does, it provides us a floor, in this case, a rising floor, Delta Airlines, at a volume shelf. And what this tells us is that we have support below, both at the 50-period moving average in red, and right below, you have the rising anchored VWAP. So Delta, on a daily basis, is really starting to firm up here, looking good. There's our support level number 1 at 28.12, support level number 2 at 27.64. So you can see that this is invaluable. Having this information at your disposal, knowing where, you have cumulative volume bars, which imply that, you know what, here on the 10th of August, we managed to break out and above critical resistance. Now it's pulling back, and we're retesting what was resistance is now support. This is the value of TrendSpider. So that's my take on TrendSpider. Really brief. Delta Airlines wasn't on our watch list, but as I'm looking at it, I happen to like it more and more. So we'll do a deeper dive. But first, I want to talk about our week last week. So last week, we spent a good amount of time raising cash. I was concerned about a sell-off in the market as the transports were becoming more and more extended. So we raised cash. By and large, it was a very profitable week, especially our bank trade, which we are now beginning to rebuild on a pullback. Now, the UTSL, we took a small loss on. However, take a look at the daily chart of UTSL. We closed it out on the 11th, which was here, and the shares just kept falling. Now, you can see on this chart that we are at a volume shelf. We do have some support below. I think that this is where we're going. 28.59, we'll revisit the trade at that price point. I do not like the utilities in a rising interest rate environment. They generally do not do well. So that's one of the primary reasons why we exited the trade. It was a wise move on our part, as I do believe that the shares will continue lower, but we'll look for a bottom, and then perhaps we will look to re-enter to the long side. Now, moving on to the charts that we like for the new coming week. The first one is Dollar General. Now, I did a deeper dive on the daily chart, weekly charts, and some intraday charts on the week ahead commentary strategy session posted in the members area. So if you're currently a member, you're watching this version, you're better off going to the members area. Go check out the week ahead commentary where I do a deeper dive. I'm going to do a cursory overview here of the charts that we like. So Dollar General weekly chart, you can see that last week we broke out. And when you overlay the automated trend lines on top of this weekly chart, you can see that while we broke out, we do have a little bit of resistance above, right? So I like the chart of Dollar General. We have a strategy for getting long of the trade in the members area. I will be posting entry points, stop loss points, and target prices before we go live tomorrow night, Sunday evening, Sunday night stock charts live. So join us there. The next chart up, Cure. This is a leveraged ETF putting you long of healthcare. Why do I like it? Inflation. If anybody thinks that there's not inflation out there, all you need to do is go check out the CPI report from last week. It came in a lot hotter than expected. Where were prices increasing? Healthcare, rent. We broke out the week of July the 13th. We were long, and we booked profits, and we've been waiting for a nice consolidation, retest of support. We're getting them. Now, this is a weekly chart. You can see that we're bouncing on top of what was resistance back here is now support. So our risk reward is pretty good because we know that we need to put a stop loss right below this lower band of support, but our upside is tremendous. A lot of upside potential here. Now, to validate where we have resistance above, what I want to do is I want to overlay on top of this weekly chart, I want to overlay monthly support and resistance levels. How do we do that? Click of a button. And there you have it. Dashed line is a monthly support and or resistance level. And solid line is weekly support and resistance. And you can see that we will have resistance on a monthly basis up at around $72 a share. So the chart is setting up very nice for a continuation breakout on Cure. The next chart up, Kraft Heinz. You can see that we broke through this volume shelf back here. Let's overlay some trend lines. These are weekly trend lines. Good support below. We broke out and above the week of July the 13th. We've been consolidating very nicely. We have resistance immediately above. Let's overlay some monthly support and resistance levels, see what it comes up. Not too much in terms of overhead supply. Support way down here. So let's just take the monthly trend lines off. I like the upside potential here. I really like the rising RSI. It's pulling back now, or pulled back last week to retest support. Validating price. And our Stokes moving up higher as well. So Kraft Heinz looking good. 4.5% dividend play. Love it. So we'll be looking to buy next week. XPEL, this is a short. If it happens to collapse before we get an opportunity to short it on Friday, well, then we walk away. But I think that we are going to see a real nasty pullback on XPEL. Let's go to a daily chart. You can see some topping action already. We have RSI at 92.71. Does that mean that we can't go up higher? No, of course we can move up higher. Stocks with momentum like this can surprise you to the upside. But man, when they correct really, really hard. So I'll leave you with this. This is not going to end well. So we're going to be looking to short XPEL in anticipation of a pullback. Now, the next chart up is First Bancorp. I don't think I went over this with numbers, but this one came up using the scan on TrendSpider. And you could see, let's go to the weekly chart first, because I ran the scan as a weekly scan. I was looking for stocks that were consolidating multi-week inside weeks. And you can see that we broke out last week. And on a daily basis, we are now pulling back, doing a retest. This is very, very bullish. I never would have known about this setup were it not for the scan on TrendSpider. So FNLC, definitely a watch for the new trading week. Now the GDXJ, we're long of, but we did book profits up and in around here in anticipation of a sell-off, which we have. Now, I'm not confident yet that all the selling that should be done has been done. So we'll be looking for a continuation pullback on GDXJ. Where do I think it might go? Right here. To around, let's just call it $50 a share, give or take a few dollars. But I think that this is where we are coming to And what we're going to do is I'm going to create an alert. I'm going to set up a breakthrough as well. And we'll keep this active for the next several days because we do want to begin rebuilding our position in the GDXJ, in silver and whatnot. But we don't want to go catching a falling knife. Let the shares come to us. We'll watch for consolidation, a breakout, and then we will resume buying the GDXJ, but this time probably a lot more aggressive. So in closing, folks, please take advantage of TrendSpider. There's a link below to get 35% off, or it comes with our service, silver and gold level memberships. There's a link below as well to take you to the website. Check out the features. For those just checking me out, learning about us, please join us tomorrow night. Sunday Night Futures Live. It's free. It's on YouTube. Members, don't forget to enter your symbols in the member stock chart request area. And I'll go over those symbols tomorrow night, as well as the opening price action of the stock market futures, headlines, economic data coming up this coming week. Until then, everybody have a great weekend. I'll talk to you tomorrow night. Be well.